Good morning. I am whispering because it is 10 to 6. This is an extraordinary early time for us to be up. We were camped with I think 7 other tents, and we're the first ones out. Miracles happen when you hate the sun as much as we do. This guy outside is walking okay-ish. And the sky is nice and pink. What more do you want? Walking through a nice lush green forest this morning. Already starting to get warm again. Well, we think it is because we're probably paranoid. We have about 9 miles of undulating area, and then there's a couple of climbs again. So despite the fact that we got up nice and early, we will probably hit the climbs in the sun again. It's all well and good making these plans saying, oh, try and avoid hiking in the sun, try and avoid hiking heights in the sun. The simple truth is that the desert section of the PCT is height after height after height. It's not a flat area. And it is also a hot area. So if you want to continuously avoid the things we would like to avoid, we would basically have to walk at night. And then you don't see these beautiful views. What would be the point? Beautiful morning. I say that now because the sun is up, but not yet hot. Look at those views. We just had a coffee and something to eat. He's still not happy with Gatux.
Still haven't gone past the junction that we went past before, a big junction.
Gatux is working, just to say, to clarify this. We're not saying it's not working, it's just slow as. You know, you want to pull this thing out and check where you are. An hour later you might find out.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, not in love with that app.
I wouldn't pay for it again.
No, not in love with that app. It's useful, don't get us wrong. But don't know why it is so slow. Don't know whether anybody else has experienced it being this slow. In the beginning it wasn't. For the first, well, until the Whitewater Preserve really, that area, it was spot on, always happy. And ever since then, I don't know whether there's been an upgrade or something that just isn't working for us.
Still hot, but look at these views. Beautiful, isn't it? There we are. A 500. And there's Heidi sitting down.
Dead road crossing just after the 500-mile mark. There's the PCT. This is where the climbing starts again, so we're taking a little breather. It's going all right-ish so far. Brian's still having jib with his foot because yeah, it's hard to describe, but all the trails on the PCT, a lot of them are a bit like this here. You know, they look flat, but they're actually at a slight angle. And today's everything was sort of angled badly for his sore foot, so he's doing all right. Look at him, playing world's strongest man for 2 seconds. So we started the climb a little bit later than intended because just as we were about to set off, a local guy rolled up in his pickup by the name of Dan. He was a really interesting guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he knew everything about mountain lions.
Mountain lions, yeah. Apparently there's some mountain lions live in this area. There was a report on Gathook that the campsite we hope...
He called it. He didn't give it a name.
Garfield.
Garfield, yeah. So Garfield on a trail. Watch out, because there's another Garfield after you.
Yes. When you come to this section, Garfield will be waiting for you. But yeah, no, he photographs mountain lions basically for fun. He has wildlife cameras out here and stuff. And he took the time to explain the tracks to us, the difference to look out for between, you know, big dogs, small dogs, mountain lions and bears. So we now know that all these tracks we've been looking at in the past have all been canine. So that was really helpful. We complain a lot about the climbing, but yeah. It's always nice when you reach the top-ish.
Ish.
We say top-ish because it's impossible to tell where the top is on the PCT. There's always another top. And here is the official PCT 500 mile marker, which according to Guttux is at 501.8 or something these days.
Yeah, it's 1.8 I think.
Yeah, so I'm guessing they changed the trail, the course of the trail somewhere earlier and never adjusted this marker.
Oh, that's quite a nice sign. You can see that sign. 501. 500 smiley.
Yeah. This is the kind of signs you want to see. But yeah, didn't manage to get water at the last water source we were aiming for because apparently there's a dead bear in the tank, and yeah, something dead is in the tank because the flies are standing.
I see the path.
So we've had to hike on 2 point something miles, I think 2.1 or something. It doesn't sound a lot, but when you've had your heart set on water and lunch, and then somebody tells you, yeah, it's another hour. We made it to the water. It's filtering through happily, and we are resting happily, and we shall eat happy lunch in a minute. And that's where the water source is, underneath that shed.
All the hikers are here.
Yeah,
About 10 of them, so.
everybody who's overtaken us today, plus a couple of people that I don't know when they overtook us, but yeah, everybody's here. We've got a lot of company now.
And they're all feeding off my feet.
Yeah, they were sitting on Brian's feet earlier.
Biting?
Seem to be, I don't know whether they're after water or sweatiness, or they're on our socks, they're on our pack.
I've got 2, look. He's eating some. Well, he was. He's gone. Stay away.
It started off with 1, then the word spread. I know there's about 5, I think, around us. They're going into the boots. Crazy buggers. We will have to be very careful when we put our boots back on.
Or take the water off.
So apparently it is the water they're after, because Brian just spilled some on his arm. I mean, there's a big tank down there full of water. Just, you know, as a heads up, bees.
You're going to have to go now, Bee.
It's official, bees have no taste. I left them a little saucer with water. Do they like it? Yeah, a couple. But Brian's sweaty insole, that is where it's at.
That's special stuff.
And the bee is just about to crawl into my sleeve. Will you just go away? Having reluctantly torn ourselves from our bee friends, we have now reached the top of, well, yeah, the top of this mountain range.
Dropping down to the desert.
We are on our way to the desert, indeed. But we'll only be doing about a mile and a bit today. So the next campsite and the rest can come tomorrow. It's very pretty up here. I mean, look at this. Gorgeous little woodland.
Now we can see the desert now, just over the treetops. And that's what we'll be walking tomorrow. Well, a bit of it, and then we're up into them mountains, I think.
Yep. This is us for the night. Kind of worked out today that this is what, maybe the 4th or 5th time on the whole trail that we set out to get somewhere.
And we got there.
Very cheeky visitor to our solar panels. I think they're possibly in his dinner table. sort of from our forest campsite. And had a pretty good morning. Actually, no, we'd had a pretty bad morning because we set off really early without coffee and also without breakfast, which turns out to be a really bad combination because we were crawling, absolutely crawling for the first 2 miles, and we had no energy and we were all sorts of not happy. And we sat down, had our coffee, probably maybe 2 miles in, and had something to eat, and after that we just didn't look back. We were having a great day today. We were just churning the miles out at good speed. Turned down the chance to go for Trail Magic at a sawmill campground. It seemed a bit silly to just kind of show up. If we camped there, fair enough, but there was a little signpost up there, and we just didn't feel right just wandering into a campground and going, hey, feed us. Everybody else did, obviously, but yeah, we're still too reserved and British for that. Somewhere here, Brian decided to drop his beanie, but that's a different point. By the time we were sort of here, we noticed it and we weren't going to go back for it because we just hoped, as we were the first ones out of our campsite, we hoped somebody would find it and pick it up and bring it down the trail for us. But of course nobody showed up for ages because everyone was stuck at the Trail Magic. We eventually got to, oh yes, the water, the lovely water. We tried
with
to
the
get
bear in it.
Yes, we tried to get some water here and have lunch, and we arrived at that water guzzler with a note saying, well no, it was a water tank, with a note saying dead bear inside. Now, normally I would think that's a joke, but we went up to the water tower.
And flies all over the place.
There were flies all over the place. And you could smell something wasn't right, so some poor animal has definitely fallen into that water tank opening.
Don't know if it's a bear, but
whatever it was.
an animal in there dead.
A sizable animal. So yeah, no, we then had to carry on another 2 miles to the next water source.
And met everyone.
Which was the water source of bees. It was just, everybody was there, absolutely everybody, including some chap that we don't even know when he came past us, but he found Brian's beanie, so thank you for that. So we got reunited with the beanie and the bees, and then we left there about 4ish, I think, in the end, and had another sort of 3.5 miles planned to go to a campground here, Horse Trail Camp, and we actually did it for once. We didn't stop a mile before collapsing in shadows or something like that. No, we actually got to where we wanted to go.